Hi there. My name is Alex. I'm from the Poconos. About a year ago, I called into the show. I'm the vice president of a school board here, and I more or less just kind of vented my frustrations with, at the time we were just,
COVID.
We had closed.
I remember
Yes.
this actually.
Yes, you guys made a video of it. By the way, all my buddies loved the show. They watched the show. They were so hyped you guys made that into a video. They couldn't believe it. They're like, "Damn, Ranky." a lot of fun.
And you're a young guy, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, tomorrow's happy early Star Wars Day, but tomorrow is my birthday. I will be turning 24.
Hey.
Whoa, yeah.
Hey.
So remind me, like you were dealing with, we didn't know what to do with COVID at the time. This is May of last year. So schools are closing. We don't know how long this is going to last at that juncture, I think. And so what happened?
Well, and I'm going to tie this in. You had a guest, a couple, and I was so appreciative. They were talking about what the right and what the corporate wing of the party is doing with charter schools. And that factors in heavily to what I'm about to discuss. So basically what we did is we went for a maximum flexibility policy. Now, we worked on our reopening plan all throughout summer, and it came for a vote, and I just said straight up, the option we're giving parents is come back into school or not at all. And that just doesn't work, right? Because some people, they wanted, the hybrid experience. Some wanted full remote. Some wanted to go off into charters. Like, we needed a way to, stem the tide. So, and it was, if you'll pardon the French, it was a bitch and a half to administer. But we offered an option for 2-day in school and then 3 days out. Those other 3 days being remote, and it was asynchronous. So we had these different pods. It was based off of last name. And then we also had an option to go into a charter academy. You're still a student, the advantage of which you're still a student. You can still participate in extracurriculars. And then we had a full remote option, which is, if you're the teacher and I pick the full remote option, you would be teaching me while you're also teaching in-person kids or people who signed up to be in person.
And how would you do that latter version 5 days a week if you had only 2 days a week for the hybrid?
Pardon?
Well, I mean, if I'm doing 5 days a week remote, right, and the teacher and I'm simultaneously being sort of beamed into class as the teacher's teaching class, what class is that teacher teaching 5 days a week in school?
Well, that's kind of the problem, isn't it? Therein lies the problem. It's very difficult. We put an enormous amount of pressure and workload on teachers. They would be teaching so the class is always synced up, right? If you're in the hybrid lane, or if you're in the full remote lane, you're still learning at the same pace Monday through Friday. It's just the method in which you're receiving it. But you would still, quote unquote, go through your schedule like a normal day, be it physically, part remote, or just full remote.
Okay. And
Wednesdays were our days off, not our days off, but that was our time to do what we called a deep clean day. This is before, the thing about it,
right,
again, because the science was so wacky. We talked about this, but, our Wednesdays was the deep clean, sanitize every desk, sanitize every chair,
So school week was 4 days a week, and there would be two cohorts of essentially people going to school. I go to school on Monday, Thursday, and I go to school Tuesday, Friday. And teachers are in school teaching those 4 days. And if I'm remote, I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And the teacher's teaching two different sets of kids over that, but I'm watching them remote.
Correct.
How did it work out?
So A couple of things. And again, like this ties in a lot of like local issues, but then also what I referenced with charter schools. So the idea behind this was to offer as much flexibility as possible. And like I said, it's really tough to administer. So what we're moving to, and again, the science has become much more clear. Like they've reduced, for example, the American Pediatric Association has reduced the social distancing requirements, and then later to the CDC down to 3 feet. I was always kind of uncomfortable with that, but it's, I'm not going to be a wackadoo that flips the bird to the scientists, you know what I mean? If they're telling me it's okay, it's okay. So, we've always kept modifying it, and what we're planning for and now it's not finalized, don't want to get ahead of my skis here, but we're moving all of our, if you want to stay remote for this upcoming year, you basically have to pick our charter school option. Now, this is a charter academy that's run by our district. It's not, it basically keeps the taxpayer's dollar in the school district. Now, there are two big industries, two big lobbying groups in Pennsylvania, fracking and the charter school industry. Pennsylvania has one of the most insane charter laws in the country. We have to either match or completely cover every single dollar in tuition payment for any type of charter or semi-private school, everything but basically parochial, religious. And so we have seen, for example, in the years leading up to COVID, pre-COVID, we are paying about $2 million in what we call special education charter. Now, I'm totally fine with that. Like, I'm not completely opposed to all types of charter. Some of these schools do provide specialized education for people with different needs. We were paying about $2 million. $2 million I would be happy to pay. But our just regular charter school costs are like maybe in the $1 million range. Not that's not an insignificant amount of money, but manageable. That has Emma, that has since bloomed to $9 million of I don't know if your listeners know much about the Poconos, but it's not exactly a mecca, okay?
Right.
And we have a total budget of about, if I don't have it in front of me, $123 million.
Wow.
For this year, and so that's a huge chunk of money. And we have negotiations coming up for a support and teachers union, pro-union. I want them to be paid well, but I also have to manage, just basic financial, due diligence. So, and if I could backtrack a little, there's this group that was an offshoot of the Trump presidential campaign, Pennsylvania presidential campaign. I'm not quite sure if they were statewide or if they're just hyper local, but they style themselves as press. And early on, they were formed as this like nut job reactionary group to pressure us into removing as many restrictions. I mean, we're talking mask stuff, we're talking distancing stuff, we're talking about, again, before science was clear on this, having, locker room or like lifting sessions and stuff like that. And at the time, we didn't know if it was even possible to do any of this stuff with the resources available.
All right, so Alex,
as time progressed, go ahead.
Well, all right. So where are we at here? So they've been draining money into this charter thing. You've decided to make the charter is the only fully remote option for next year. And I mean, are there going to be a lot of people who are going to take that option?
Well, and that's what we're trying to figure out, because all of the unknown is how many kids are going to come back from charters. We're hoping a lot. How many kids are going to stay in, our new remote option or our new charter, and how many are going to go into, we're inching closer to a 5-day week again. We're not sure if we're going to be able to pull it off, but that's what we're hoping to build towards. So we don't know. Like, we don't know what we don't know. And everything's still up in the air, and it's a hell of a thing to plan,
Well, Wow. That sounds like an unbelievable challenge, but appreciate the update, Alex. That's that sounds like an unbelievable challenge. I appreciate it.
If I could plug myself, I'm running for re-election. I'm the only incumbent in the race. The primary comes up here the 18th of May. So if you guys in the community wish me luck, I need it.
Good luck with it.
Wait,
It'll be a
what's
fun
your
one.
last name?
Oh, Renke. REINCKE. Alex Renke, at Alex Renke. You can
There
find
you
me on
go.
Twitter and Instagram and all that.
All right,
Best of
appreciate
luck.
the call.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Somebody make a mental note when that guy becomes governor of the state.
Alex RINCK.
He's turning 23 tomorrow, do you say, or 24?
24.
Does it really make a difference?
Yeah, either way, I was not that on top of
Makes a
things
difference
about
to
it.
him.
I guess. But I'm saying from
What birthday did he say it was?
24.
No, I know, but he called it something.
May the 4th.
Oh, May the
May the 4th. May the
Oh.
4th be with you.